Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel Arunachala CSC. This is Shubha Darathi, Assistant Professor from CSC Department, Arunachala College of Engineering for Women. In this video, we are going to discuss about singly linked list from the subject CS 8391 Data Structures. In previous section, we are already seen what is linked list and what are the three types of linked list, that is singly linked list, doubly linked list and circular linked list. The first one is called as singly linked list. These are the topics present in singly linked list. First, the definition of singly linked list, and then what are the operations performed on singly linked list, and then we see the implementation detail, and finally we see about the advantages and disadvantages of singly linked list. First, we see the introduction about singly linked list. Before that, what is linked list? Already we see linked list is a linear data structure which consists of a series of structures or series of nodes. Here each node contains two parts. First part is the data part and the second part is the link part. Now let's see what is single linked list. Single linked list means it is a one-way list which has only one link per node. This one link is used to point the next node of the list, that is used to store the address of the next node. In singly linked list, the next pointer of the last node point to the null value. That means it is the end of the list. Next we see what are the operations performed on singly linked list. First operation is creation. It is used to create a new linked list. A linked list is created with one node. Then insertion and deletion operations can be used to add more elements in the list. Second operation is insertion. This is used to insert a new node at any specified location, that is beginning of the list, middle of the list or end of the list. Third operation is deletion. Same as insertion operation, it also used to delete node from beginning or middle or end of the list. Next operation is traversal. It is used to display all the elements present in the list. The last operation is searching. It is used to find the position of a given element from the list. That's all the single linked list operations. Now let's see the implementation detail of single linked list. First, we define the structure of one node. Here we represent one node, structure of one node by using the structure concept. In structure concept, we use one keyword called struct to define the structure of the node. And here the structure name is node because here we represent the structure of one node. So the structure name is node. The node contains the data part. In data part, the return type is integer. And the next pointer, here it return the another one structure or another one node. So here the return type of the next pointer is the struct node. Okay. Next we see how to create one node in the linked list. That is node creation. One node can be created by using the malloc function. First we create a head node. Head node means it is the node which contains the address of the first node. If the list is empty, then the head node contains the null value. In this code, we initialize the head node with the null pointer. Here we are creating one node, so the return type is node and my function name is create node, and I declare my new node as temp. First, we allocate memory for the head node by using malloc function and set the head node of next value as null. Now, the new node, that is the head node, is ready to return. We return that head node as output. Now, let's see how the insertion operations performed on syncly linked list. Here, the new node can be inserted anywhere in the list, that is beginning of the list or end of the list or middle of the list. First, we see how to inserting a new node to the beginning of the list. It is an insertion operation. So, our return type, here we return nothing. So, our return type is void. Then, I write my function name as insert begin. Here, the input is x value, that is the data to be inserted into the new node. First, we declare the position for new node. Then, we allocate memory for the new node by using malloc function. If memory is not enough, then we are not able to insert new element. Otherwise, we insert new element by using 3 steps. First, we store the input, that is x value, to the data part of new node. Next, we change the next of head node to the next of new node. Then, we store the new node's address to the next of head node. These are the 3 steps used to inserting a node to the beginning of the list. Next, we see how to inserting a new node to the intermediate position, that is middle of the list. Insertion operation. So, the return type is void. I write a function name as insert mid. Here, we are using 2 input values. First one, x value, that is the data to be inserted. Second one, the position value, the new node to be inserted after the given input position. Okay, then we using the normal procedure. First, we declare the position for new node and also allocate the memory for new node. If memory is enough, we insert new node by using 3 steps. First, we store the input x value to the data part of new node. Next, we change the next of p value, that is the next of input position node, to the next of new node. Then, we store the new node's address to the next of p, that is the next of previous node of new node. These are the steps used to inserting a new node to the middle of the list. Next, we see how to insert a new node to end of the list. Return type void and my function name is insert last. Here the input is x value, that is the data to be inserted. First, we declare the position for the new node and the current last node's position. Here we find the position of last node by using while loop. We execute the line p equal to p of next until p of next equal to null. That means the end of the list. Now, the position p point to the last node of the list. We insert a new node by using 3 steps. First, we store the input x value to the data part of new node and the next part of new node is set as null because we insert new node as the last position. Finally, we store new node's address to the previous node, that is p of next. That's all the insertion operation. Now we move on the deletion operation. Same as insertion, the node can be deleted from anywhere in the list. First we see how to delete an element from front of the list. Here we written nothing, so return type is void. My function name is delete begin. First we declare the position of temp cell. Here temp cell is a node which we are deleting from the list. First we set temp cell as head of next, because here we are deleting the first node, that is the next node of head node. Before that we check one condition, that is head of next equal to null or not. If head of next equal to null means there is no more elements in the list, then no need for deletion operation. So we must check the condition first. If the condition is true, that means we have some elements. So we delete first element by changing temp cell of next value to the head of next value. Now the temp cell is free, so we delete the temp cell easily. That is the first node from the list. Next we see how to delete one middle element from the list. Here the return type is void and my function name is delete mid. Here we give one input, that is x value, that is the data value of the node we are deleting from list. First declare the position of temp cell and the previous node of temp cell. We find the previous node's position by using find previous function. Next we set temp cell as the next node of p node, that is the previous node. Now we change the next value of temp cell to the next value of previous node. Now the temp cell is free, so we delete the temp cell easily from the list. Now let's see how to delete the last node from the list. Return type void. I use the function name is delete last. Then declare the position of temp cell and the position of last node. We find the last node by using while loop. Loop start from the first node. We execute the statement p equal to p of next until we find the last node. That is p of next equal to null. Then we set p of next node as temp cell. Then we change p of next as null. Now the temp cell is free, so we delete temp cell. That's all the deletion operation. Finally we see about the advantages and disadvantages of singly linked list. First we see the advantages. First one, the elements can be accessed by using next link. Here we are using only one link, that is forward link. By using forward link, we accessed any elements easily. Next one, it occupies less memory than doubly linked list because the singly linked list has only one link field, so it occupies less memory than doubly linked list. By using singly linked list, we can merge two lists easily. Next we see what are the advantages of singly linked list. First drawback, backward traversing is not possible in singly linked list because singly linked list have only one link, that is forward link. So here the backward traversing is not possible. Second one, here insertion is easy but deletion takes some additional time because the disadvantage of backward traversing. That's all the singly linked list. Thank you all for watching this video.